Welcome back to Voice of Africa, the channel where we bring you the boldest, most inspiring stories from across the continent. I'm so excited to be here with you again, and today's video is going to blow your mind. You're not just going to hear about leadership, you're going to feel what true love for a president looks like. It's the kind of story that will make you question your own connection to your leaders. So sit tight, because what's happening in Burkina Faso right now is nothing short of historic.
I heard that you all sleep on the streets just to protect your president. Is it true?
Okay, first of all, it's because of the love they have for the country.
Because of what?
The love.
The love for the country? Okay.
And also, imagine they're sitting here and the president just passed and see them. That's kind of motivate the president. This is why they decided to go out and to be like, oh, if something happened in the country, they have to be alerted so they can react immediately in order to protect the president.
When did this idea begin?
Okay. So he said when Ibrahim Traore became president, they knew that the country has enemies.
Wow.
So that's why the population started thinking, what can we do to help our president to make our country develop?
Are they military men?
No.
You're civilian.
Civil, yeah.
So does it mean that each and everyone in here is not being paid?
Yeah, they're not.
For the love of your country?
For
For the love of your president?
They are not paid. Some of them are traders, like sailors.
Okay.
Some of them have their own work. So in the day, they work, and at night, they come here.
Let me ask you this. Could you sleep outside at night just to protect your president? I mean, literally, stay awake all night long, sacrificing your rest, your comfort, just to make sure your leader is safe? Crazy question, right? But this is not fiction. This is not fantasy. This is what's happening right now in Burkina Faso. People, regular citizens, not soldiers, are staying up at night, keeping watch to make sure no harm comes to their president. And honestly, when I first heard it, I had to ask myself, would I ever do this for my president? Would you? I bet for most people the answer is no. But let's break this down. So the conversation started when a content creator, not some paid media figure, not someone sponsored by the government, just a regular guy named Wada Maya asked this question. He wasn't on anyone's payroll. He wasn't being fed information. He was simply speaking from a place of amazement, just like many of us. And that's important because it shows you this isn't propaganda. This isn't staged. These are the real emotions and actions of real people who truly believe in their leader. Now, some people might jump in and say, oh, this is fake, or he's exaggerating, especially fans of people like Reno Omakri who love to say that everything they post is the truth and everything else is a lie. But here's the thing. Sometimes you've got to stop and ask yourself, why do some people always seem to take the opposite view of what's good for Africa? Why do they always pick holes in any narrative that's different from the usual Western media scripts? And the answer, frankly, is engagement. Let's be real. Controversy gets clicks. Saying the unpopular thing gets attention. But what you and I are interested in is not just attention. We want the truth. And the truth is this. The people of Burkina Faso are showing a level of unity and patriotism that most of us have never seen before. Now let's talk about why they're doing this. The man at the center of this national devotion is none other than Ibrahim Traore, a young, bold, and visionary leader who is capturing the hearts of people not just in Burkina Faso, but across the entire African continent. When you hear people say, if Africa had to elect one leader for the whole continent, I'd vote for Traoré, that's not just talk. That's coming from a place of deep admiration, because what this man is doing, what he stands for, is powerful. It's what so many African nations have been missing. He's not just talking about change. He's doing the work. And his people see it. They feel it. They know he's for them, not against them. That's why they're willing to do what they're doing. They know their leader is under threat. He's faced multiple assassination attempts. And instead of sitting back and hoping the military will take care of things, they're taking it into their own hands. Imagine this. You wake up early, go to work, hustle all day, and then at night, instead of resting, you go out and keep watch near the presidential residence, just in case, just to make sure nobody tries anything funny. That's the kind of loyalty we're seeing in Burkina Faso right now. And let's be honest, most of us wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that for my president. And I don't say that lightly, but it just shows how different the situation is over there. It tells us something special is happening. You see, the people of Burkina Faso have said, enough is enough. They're done hearing news about coup attempts. Done waking up to headlines saying someone tried to take out their leader. They're tired of instability. They've finally found a leader they believe in, and they're not going to let anyone take him away from them. And can you blame them? This is a man who is taking strong, clear positions on national sovereignty. For example, he's made it clear, no foreigner will own land in Burkina Faso. That alone is revolutionary because across Africa, we've seen land sold out to foreign investors while the people go hungry. But Traoré said no. If you want to come and do business here, you'll have to do it in a way that builds the country. He's also said that if you're coming in as a foreign organization, you better be ready to employ Burkinabè people, not just in low-skilled positions, but in technical, high-level roles. And even more importantly, you'll be expected to train them. You'll have to transfer skills. Because Burkina Faso is not going to be anyone's dumping ground. They're building a future, and Traoré is making sure the youth are prepared to maintain and grow that future. This is the kind of leadership Africa needs. And I'm not just saying this to hype him up. I'm saying it because the proof is in the actions, and the people are responding. Honestly, at this point, I'm even considering relocating to Burkina Faso myself. What do you guys think? Should I move there and see it for myself? If you're still watching this video, let me know in the comments. Should I go or stay? But all jokes aside, this isn't just about relocation. It's about what's being built. Burkina Faso is rapidly becoming one of the most talked about countries in Africa, not because of crisis, not because of conflict, but because of hope, because of leadership, because of people coming together to protect something valuable. And as more people hear these stories, more people are going to start traveling there. More people will want to invest there. More people will want to be part of that positive energy. That's how you build a country that lasts. That's how you attract tourism. Not with fancy brochures, but with real stories like this one. Stories of resilience, unity, and pride. And hey, before we continue, thank you so much to all the amazing members of the Voice of Africa community. Your support, your comments, your subscriptions, they're the reason we're able to keep sharing these stories. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the family. We're growing, and we'd love to have you with us. And to all our long-time viewers, you already know what it is. You are appreciated deeply. Now, if you want to dive deeper into what's happening in Burkina Faso, you need to check out a content creator named Wada Maya. He's on Facebook, he's on Instagram, and he's on YouTube. His content has been going viral. His latest video has over 1.4 million views, and it's no surprise, because he's capturing these moments with heart, with clarity, and with respect for the people. He recently shared the interview with a local man who explained exactly why they're staying up at night to protect their president. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't for show. It was calm, sincere, and powerful. And that's what makes it so impactful. Sometimes we look at African countries and expect the worst. That's what global media has conditioned us to do. But it's time we flip the script. It's time we tell our own stories and tell them with pride. Stories like this one, of people taking their destiny into their own hands, deserve to go viral. Because they show what's possible when leadership meets loyalty, when vision meets unity. And look, I know some people are still going to doubt. Some will say, oh, it's just a trend. But you know what? Even if it was a trend, it's a beautiful one. And if this kind of patriotism becomes contagious, if people across Africa start expecting this level of leadership, then we're on the right track. Because once the people know what's possible, they'll never settle for less again. Burkina Faso is leading by example. And yes, it may still have challenges. No country is perfect. But when the people and the government are moving in the same direction, everything changes. That's the energy I'm feeling from this story. That's why I had to bring it to you. So again, let me ask, would you sleep outside to protect your president? If your answer is no, ask yourself why. And if your answer is yes, then maybe, just maybe, your country is heading in the right direction too. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's have this conversation. And remember, African stories are powerful. African people are powerful. And when we control our own narrative, nothing can stop us. Thanks again for watching Voice of Africa. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to check out the full video from Wadamaya. You'll find him on all platforms. Until next time, stay proud, stay powerful, and stay African. Peace out.